What happens when two desk-bound NYPD detectives get their opportunity to finally prove to their comrades that they have the right stuff when they go up against some baddies? Easy. You got this film right here, and can you believe it's been 15 years since this came out? Yep. Here's my review of The Other Guys. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2010 buddy cop action comedy flick, The Other Guys, released by Columbia, directed by Adam McKay, who co-wrote the story with Chris Hange. The film stars Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg as the titular characters, along with Ava Mendes, Michael Keaton, Steve Coogan, Ray Stevenson, Samuel L. Jackson, and Dwayne Johnson in supporting roles. The film was released on this day, August 6, 2010. Henceforth, today is the film's 15th anniversary. It was well received by critics and did pretty decent enough and what have you. Now, of course, this was the fourth time that Will Ferrell had teamed up with McKay, who had recently directed three other films of his, which were Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, and Step Brothers. And then, again, 3 years later with Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. Now then, of course, the film is the only one not to be co-written by Ferrell. This film is. It's also the first three collaborations between Ferrell and Wahlberg, who 5 years later would do Daddy's Home, and then 2 years later, Daddy's Home 2. Okay, that about covers it. Let's get into the story. After mistakenly shooting Derek Jeter at the World Series, hot-tempered NYPD detective Terry Hoyts is partnered with mild-mannered forensic accountant Alan Gamble. Both are ridiculed by their peers, who idolize detectives Chris Danson and P.K. Highsmith, considered New York City's best cops, despite the major collateral damage they cause catching petty criminals. After Danson and Highsmith fall to their deaths, jumping off a building during a rooftop chase, other detectives, including Terry, seek to fill their vacancy. Alan, however, is only interested in investigating a scaffolding permit violation by British multi-billionaire Sir David Urshan. Terry grudgingly goes along to arrest Urshan, but they are ambushed by a team of mercenaries led by Roger Wesley, who apparently kidnapped Urshan. Terry and Alan talk through the case at Alan's house, where Terry is stunned by Alan's beautiful wife Sheila, who is a doctor. The two visit Alan's beautiful ex-girlfriend, Christina, to listen to a voice message from Alan's phone she mistakenly received during Urshan's apparent kidnapping. In the recording, Urshan tells Wesley his plan to cover $32 billion he lost on behalf of his client, Lindell Global, whose CEO Pamela Boardman has hired Wesley to ensure that Urshan pays her back. When Terry and Alan arrive at a small suburban accounting office tied to Urshan, they are nearly killed by a bomb planted by Wesley. Upset by the escalating danger, Alan confides in Terry that he ran a prostitution ring in college, but stopped because he developed a dark alternative personality, Gator, and wound up in the hospital where he met Sheila. When Sheila tells Alan that she's pregnant, he briefly reverts back to his Gator personality and she kicks him out. Meanwhile, Terry unsuccessfully attempts to reconnect with his ex-fiancée Francine, who had left him over his anger issues. Alan and Terry are forced to hand over their evidence to Urshan's attorney, Don Beeman, who seemingly commits suicide. Angered by their perceived harassment of Urshan, Captain Gene Mock splits them up, sending Terry to traffic duty and Alan to beat patrol. Alan keeps investigating on his own and learns that Danson Highsmith died responding to a jewel robbery, which Wesley set up as a diversion in order to break into another accounting firm tied to Urshan. Alan convinces Terry to rejoin him, and they brief Mock at his second job at Bed Bath & Beyond. Mock admits that he has hampered them because Urshon has high profile connections, but allows them to pursue the case. Now I'm going to the final act and ending. You have 5 seconds to stop this video at once. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below as I count down now. If you've seen this movie already, please continue once the 5 seconds are over. Okay, you've been warned. Terry and Ellen crash an investment meeting to arrest Arshon, where they learn that he has embezzled $32 billion from the NYPD pension fund. Wesley, along with Chechen and Nigerian investors, open fire on the duo who escape with Ershon. He confesses that the pension money is already in his account awaiting transfer to Lena Global the next morning. Realizing that preventing the transfer will be perilous, Alan and Terry reconcile with Sheila and Francine that night. After evading Wesley, other mercenaries and NYPD officers who believe Alan and Terry have gone rogue, the duo bring Urshon to the bank in time to stop the transfer. Monk arrives with backup and arrests Urshon for embezzlement and Wesley for multiple counts of murder. Urshon's arrest leads to a stock market crash and the subsequent federal bailout of Lindell Global. Terry marries Francine and Ellen reunites with Sheila. During the end credits, statistics relate the disparity between the benefits received by companies and financial executives through the TARP bailouts with those of NYPD officers. End of story. So what did I think of the other guys? Well, now I've only seen it twice. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna say this film's pretty funny and has some pretty good action sequences. I think this film had a lot of fun to offer and what have you. This is just another fun-filled buddy cop flick that I actually now like a little, but even though it's trying to come up there with my liking for other types of buddy cop films such as Beverly Hills Cop or Lethal Weapon or any others I have seen, this one manages to pull it off in ways. Upon its release, the film did pretty well, making $170 million worldwide on its $85 to $100 million budget. The film got good reviews. It sits at 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, where they say it's a clever parody of cop buddy action comedies. The film delivers several impressive action set pieces and lots of big laughs, thanks to the assured comic chemistry between Ferrell and Wahlberg. Metacritic has a score 64, and Audience's Public Cinema Score gave it an average B minus. The film was praised as a highly entertaining movie filled with witty dialogue and over-the-top action. Yeah, I agree on that. Rolling Stone praised the film, courtesy of Peter Travers, saying, "Don't let anyone spoil the wildly hilarious surprises. Ferrell and Wahlberg will double your fun, guaranteed." Some critics praised the film as the best police film of the year, comparing the film to the critically panned Cop Out. With Richard Roeper saying, "Note to Kevin Smith, this is how you do a spoof of the buddy cop genre." Stephen Whitty of the Star Ledger said in a mixed review, "Measured against this year's other police farce, remember Cop Out? It looks absolutely heroic." The film received the Best Comedy Film Award for 2010 at the first annual Comedy Awards. It also got nominated for 5 Teen Choice Awards, but unfortunately didn't win any. But anyway, The Other Guys, I think, is a fun film. I think you'll really like it if you give it a shot. Now, its score is done by John Brayon, which isn't too bad. But anyway, now I have reviewed Anchorman before, but I might review it later on down the road. Now, the others, Talladega Nights, I have yet to talk about that. I think I did Step Brothers, I can't remember. And I have yet to do Anchorman 2. And He's Home as well. But don't you worry, none. They'll come up real soon or sometime down the road. Overall, I think the collab between Wahlberg and Ferrell is absolutely fun. Now, of course, Ferrell plays Alan Gayer Gamble. I'm gonna say he does one heck of a job. Now, this I think would probably rank up there as one of my favorite films with him in it. Definitely, I absolutely thought he was really good. Mark Wahlberg played Terry Hoyts. I've gotta say he's good. Ava Mendes played Sheila. She's good. Michael Keaton as Mock, Gene Mock, that is. Boy, it was really good to see him in this. And Steve Coogan as Sir David Ershon. Not bad. Um, Roger Wesley is played by Ray Stevenson, whom of course we sadly lost a couple of years ago. Yeah, not too bad. Plus we have, well, we only saw these two in the beginning. Samuel L. Jackson as Highsmith and Dwayne Johnson as Christopher Danson. I'd say they were pretty good. Now for others, we have Natalie Z as Christina and Lindsay Sloan, whom you might remember Big Red from Bring It On, and also from a later we saw her in the rebooted comedy of The Odd Couple. Yeah. There's also Rob Riggle as Detective Evan Martin and Damon Wayans Jr. as Detective Fosse. I say they were good too. And there's many others and what have you. So you gotta admit the characters are pretty good. There's even cameos from a lot of people, including Anne Hayes, who was uncredited, and same with Ice T. He was the narrator. But we have cameos from a host of others and what have you. But anyway, so The Other Guys is a pretty fun little film. I think you'll get a kick out of it. So would I recommend The Other Guys? The answer, I'd say hell yeah, go for it. So what did you think of The Other Boys? Not Other Boys, Other Guys. Here I go again. Oh. Okay, what did you think of The Other Guys? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, be a part of the Big D Nation, continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. And as I've checked, I'm only 14 subscribers away from 1,000. Keep it up, everyone. Join me next time when I bring to you a back-to-back review of the made-for-TV Freaky Friday movies from 1995 and 2018. So if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other buddy cop comedies or action flicks. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the classic itself, Beverly Hills Cop from 1984. The upper right-hand corner is my review of 48 Hours from 1982, which of course Eddie Murphy did before Beverly Hills Cop. Or you can go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of Lethal Weapon from 1987. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.